There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton sheets from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again. With sheets that feel breathable to sleep in, you'll experience the purest softness on night one and feel your sheets get even softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com with code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY at checkout.
Think Fast is the meanest game.
Oh my God.
Should be illegal.
You know what is even worse? Can I say what's even worse than Think Fast and then they chuck it is Think Fast and then they don't chuck it.
Oh.
And then you are just thinking fast and nothing's happening. It's like, ah! Like, that's so much more embarrassing than if they had just thrown the ball at your face.
Oh,
you know?
Brutal.
Man, kids were
first
fucking dicks.
when I released my first day of office, 200 executive orders, 999 of them are going to be about banning Think Fast.
Get ready, elementary school kids. You're done. You're done. Oh boy, gang. It's Text Me Back podcast.
Alert.
Wee-oo.
All right.
I love to listen to podcasts about Matthew McConaughey.
One thing I love about podcasts, I get older, podcasts stay the same age.
Podcasts are a flat circle. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is a podcast about Matthew McConaughey now. I hope that's okay. We really just wanted to lock down the sort of older dater Georgia Bulldog demo, and we just couldn't think of another way to do it. So this is just going to be an exploration of Matthew McConaughey's oeuvre.
Okay, I got something to say. This is not planned. I love Matthew McConaughey, man. I love Matthew McConaughey. Remember when the only freaking anti-McConaughey propaganda that's ever gotten any traction is when people were like, he loves to play bongos, and then everyone was like, oh,
in the nude. Who doesn't?
What? Absolute bonus behavior. You have to be at bongos, but in the nude.
Like, maybe the worst thing about him is he's, kind of a centrist, I guess. It's like, who cares? He's Matthew McConaughey. That's like the worst thing I can think I've ever heard about him.
I don't even feel like I know anything about his politics, which is fine.
I think this might be an urban legend, but supposedly his brother's name is Miller Lite McConaughey. Or maybe his brother has a son named Miller Lite. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. There's a really good chance it's not true. But why wouldn't you want to be involved with a man such as this?
I don't
with
know.
A nephew named Miller Lite McConaughey. I want to be in there. I want to be in the mix.
Yeah, I just don't have any problems with this at all. And I think the acting is good. I think that there is a hotness factor that I approve of.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that I don't know. Because I think that there are people who treat this man as a joke. And
I would never do that. Why would anyone do that?
I know.
No one
there's
should
do it.
That I guess it's technically swagger, but there's this thing that's sort of like skinny guy, like this type of walk that sort of skinny guys have. That's very sexual. You know what I mean? And he's got it. That's sort of like hippity hop with the the cowboy boots and everything. Yeah. And his little legs, his little stems. I don't know. It's nice.
He's got a pep in his step, and he's got a shuffle in his stride.
Yeah, he's got a little scoot in his caboose,
Yeah, that speaks, I think, to a twinkle in his stinkle, and I like that.
I agree with you. Okay, well, unfortunately, this podcast is not about Matthew McConaughey at all. And we did not plan to talk about any of that, but I hope you liked it. If you did, can you sign up for our Patreon? Matthew McConaughey did. So you don't want to be you don't want to be left out.
We cannot verify which Matthew McConaughey, but
it doesn't
Matthew
matter.
McConaughey.
Okay, but actually what we're going to talk about today, we are going to cover some very critical pieces of information.
Yes.
Lots of news to get to today.
Yes.
For example, we are going to be revisiting Lindy's rebuilding year. Where are we at with that? How are the feet doing from top to bottom? How is the rebuilding year going? We're going to get an update on that. And then, of course, I will be offering something that I've been trying to get on the show for a long time. I spend 100% of my time now on like Reddit, basically, because all the other websites are worse. I'm not saying Reddit is good, but they're worse. At least you can curate your experience on Reddit to be with like-minded non-psychos. So that's nice.
It's a microcosm of life.
Yes.
Because life has, I don't know if you know this, good parts and bad parts.
Yeah. So we're calling this segment the Reddit Report. I can't wait to get into that. But first, I am pleased to report that the beloved segment, Dog Thoughts, is back. That's right. We got a voicemail from a husband who has a dog thought for us. Actually, it's a follow-up on a dog thought that we had a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the exorbitant price of bully sticks and what degenerate was the one who discovered that you could dry out a bull's penis and sell it to an unsuspecting dog owner for $38. Because, like, what were they doing with the bull's penises before? Probably just putting it in the incinerator. But now I got to pay $40 for one.
It's still a great question that stands the test of time. I don't feel as though it's been answered adequately.
Yeah. So I'm pleased to say that one of our husband listeners, Gerald, and a quick sub story about Gerald. I guess that's like a go-to fake name that we use for men on this show. And so Gerald has messaged us in the Discord being like, every time you do that, it scares the shit out of me.
We're giving Gerald CPTSD.
Yes. And I'm really sorry, Gerald, but this time I actually am talking about you. I'm talking about you, Gerald. So listen up. So he called in to the best friend party phone to, just pull back the curtain a bit on a theory he has about what may have been happening with the bull penises before they were monetized by the capitalist patriarchy for our nation's dogs. So we're going to play Gerald's voicemail.
Hi, Lindy and Meagan. This is one of your Text Me Back husband listeners, Gerald. I was going to offer some insight as to what was happening or what could happen with bull penises before they were overpriced dog treats. So I am the son of a cattle rancher who, among the items he has collected in his long career, are in a car of his. There is I guess you'd call it a little catch-all sort of pouch hanging from the dashboard of a classic car of his, which is simply a tanned and treated, basically leatherized or whatever, bull's scrotum. Pretty big pouch. He put a lot of stuff in there. And he has also a cane, which is a bull's penis that was lacquered and shaped around a piece of metal into and it's about, 3 feet in length altogether. So I don't know that they were throwing them away. They were using them. There is at least some evidence to suggest that the bull genitalia was being used for utterly bizarre, pardon the pun, it's not really a pun because, that's cows, not bulls, but some really, really weird craft projects were happening. I think we can say that much. Love the show. I'll take care. Bye.
Wow.
Oh, wow. This mystery just got cracked wide open.
Wow. They were using them as twisted trinkets.
An Ed Gein style man purse disgusting.
Okay, and I want to be like that. I want to be like that. But when he said it holds a lot, it's a natural bag, a natural leather bag that with a high capacity. I was like, it is kind of a good idea.
Yeah. So look, I guess bull scrotum purses just weren't as profitable as drying them out and giving them to dogs.
Yeah.
The margins were too small. So, but my God, a 3-foot bull penis turned into a cane.
Yeah, wrapped
wow.
around. I assume he means sort of split down one side and like and like cladding the cane in it. Well, because what I'm saying is if he means he wrapped it around it like a snake, wrapped it around like a snake, then that would be way longer than 3 feet, which I don't want to contemplate.
Well, Gerald has given us much to think about. Much to think about.
I want to return one more time to the spacious, natural, beautiful tanned leather scrotum purse. I think all we have here is a failure of marketing. And I think if you just, much like how, oh my God, you know what our number one response was to that segment was that people didn't know that bully sticks were penises. And,
oh my God, I know. Yeah.
And so if we just did the same thing with the scrotums and just called them Hermes.
That's so funny. I was going to say Hermes. Yeah, it's like, I mean, doesn't Birkin bag kind of sound like it might be made out of a scrotum?
Yes, it's like
that word already is scrot adjacent, you know?
Ultra soft, natural satchel. I'm just saying, we could be freaking rich as hell. But
I think so too. Like an artisanal, Texas ranch sack, a McConaughey sack, you could call it.
They could call it bovine ostrich leather. Like just sort of imply it's not, but then you're not lying because you did say it's bovine.
You did say it's bovine.
And you could just be like, no, when we said ostrich leather, we just meant that it's sort of pockmarked.
Yeah, it's like textured.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, Meagan, I mean, I don't know how to start a business and I don't know where to source bull
Yeah, you do.
scrotums.
This is a business.
Well,
this is a business.
Yes. Yeah, Meagan. Yeah. And how much of the admin work did I do?
Do you want me to say?
No, Meagan. But don't contradict me when I'm being self-deprecating when it's true. But okay, but Meagan, that's not the only interesting bull penis comment that we got. Because we also got one.
I forgot we were going to talk about this one too.
Yeah, I know you did. You hoped we forgot to talk about it.
No, I did not hope. I did not hope that. I love content.
Now this comes from a Instagram commenter who, of course, I just screenshotted it and I don't have their name, but I believe their name is Drew.
It is Drew.
Yes.
And also her screen name, I guess maybe we shouldn't say it, but every time I see it, it makes me think I'm seeing Dozone, but that's not what it is. But it has a lot of the same letters as Dozone. And so in my mind, Drew is Dozone.
Totally. This is from our girl, Drew Dozone, a beloved member of the Text Me Back family who says, now this really is going to knock your socks off. It's going to knock your scrotes off. A very kind employee at our neighborhood dog food store asked me if I knew why some bully sticks are odor-free. Because if you don't know, side note, this is not part of the comment. Some bully sticks are odor-free. And some bully sticks don't say odor-free. Mm-mm. And those are odor-full.
They're odor-most.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And the odor is distinctive. And the odor is surprisingly fishy for a land mammal. Drew says the employee asked me if I knew. And first of all, employee, you don't need to be volunteering this information unsolicited. It's not like Drew inquired, what does odor-free mean? But nonetheless, if I knew why some bully sticks are odor-free, and then gleefully explained that they are, quote, drained of blood and urine. And I was so grateful that it is only my job to spend $1 million on the bull penises versus processing both the sparkling and the still bull penises. And that's a funny thing to say.
Thank you, Drew Dozone, because that is a really funny thing to say. And despite everything I know about bully sticks, I didn't know that.
Nope.
And guess what? I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like that.
There's so much about it that I don't like.
Because now, what do I make of my dogs going absolutely batshit for a bully stick? That makes me feel gross about them. It's giving me the ick about my own children.
I know. It's perverted. But I guess we're the ones that bought the penis and said, "Hey, you on this."
I guess
but
I'm the degenerate now.
Okay, I don't want to get too far into this. Yes, I do. But okay, listen. Blood, I get. It's a piece of meat. Urine implies that it's coming in like a big long water balloon with urine still inside? What do you mean you drained it of urine?
Lindy, I gotta tell you, I don't like that.
I don't like that either, Meagan. And let's be grateful that they didn't say the other one.
Okay. Well, and that's dog thoughts. Another banger of a dog thought. Thoughts that we have about dogs. And right now, all my thoughts are very negative.
Yeah.
Very negative.
I'm not liking this.
Should we play the song again?
Do they deserve it?
Yeah. Well, we
deserve it.
Yeah, we deserve it. Okay, we're going to try to recuperate, and we'll be right back with a stunning report from the streets of Reddit.com. Okay, Lindy, I want to talk about Reddit now. Can I start by saying I never went on Reddit as a youth.
Yeah.
As a younger person. For some reason, I had just sort of conflated Reddit with like some of the worst message boards. I guess I think of message boards as being sort of like a wild, unkempt territory that's not safe for your average human consumption.
And Reddit used to be worse. Like they have a lot of content controls now, and like they shut down kind of the more overtly Nazi and like abuse harassment subreddits, I think. So it's
r/abuse and harassment.
I mean, not an exaggeration. So I feel like it's a little bit safer now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah. So I've been going on there, especially like at the end of last year, I was dealing with a little bit of insomnia. And the great thing about Reddit is that actually, weirdly, because I don't like this on any other platform, they will recommend things to me. They'll be like, we thought you might be interested in this. Every other platform, the answer is, I'm not. I don't want to see this. This is stupid. Or this is hateful.
Yeah.
Or this is harming me psychically.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see it. Not Reddit, though.
No.
And Reddit kind of gets me in ways that you wouldn't expect. Like recently, I mean, because we've talked about food for babies. I love that subreddit where you can kind of guess how much food the baby's going to eat. It's like a contest that only I am playing. But they interest me with the weirdest stuff. Like I've been getting into r/weird eggs. It's just like what the title implies.
Yeah.
It says eggs with something is weird with them.
Yeah.
And
so
the
all
weird
chicken eggs? But like
not
chicken
always.
Eggs with 2 yolks? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but sometimes it will be 2 yolks. Sometimes it'll be like something weird in the egg. Like something, because the egg started to do something and then it stopped doing that. So it's like a yolk plus. That's never great.
I love that. I think I grew out of a yolk plus.
It's like a vestigial twin inside of a egg yolk. So you get those. Sometimes the outside of the egg is weird. Like the shell is like bumpy because the chicken has low calcium or something. So I've been really into weird eggs. Weirdly, they started serving me content from r/German cockroaches.
Yeah.
So now I'm really good at identifying cockroaches.
That is so fun, honestly. You know, I mainly use Reddit to look up what other people are saying about the video games that I'm playing, and like, because I like to see I like to see memes made from the video games that I'm playing. I like to see people's tips. I like to find out if other people are annoyed by the same things that annoy me, and so. And Reddit is really so insightful. Like I think I had looked up one time, like, how annoyed are people with this one rule in the card game Balatro, which I play like it's my job, and I wish it was. And then Reddit just started sending me r/Balatro posts. Every single one is incredible.
Yeah.
It just intuited. I didn't even look, I don't think, at the Dragon Age subreddit, but it started sending me not just Dragon Age Veilguard posts, Meagan, as I'm sure you also receive, but
hang on, let me put on my glasses.
Meagan has once again put on her novelty glasses with the eyes open, painted on the glasses, but behind the glasses, her real eyes are shut. And she has lost all muscle control.
As Lindy once said, I've entered my signature fugue state. Continue.
But also, it started sending me posts from the subreddit Dank Andrastian Memes, which is also a Dragon Age subreddit, and I truly couldn't be happier. And then it does misfire once in a while. Like a couple days ago, it sent me in an email a post. I don't remember what the subreddit was, but it was a picture of Ariana Grande looking thin, and then the caption just said AIDS.
Oh,
so I'm not gonna. Yeah,
no,
so
nobody requested that.
I didn't request that, and I don't know why it thought that I wanted that. I hope it's not an oracle telling me something about myself, because whatever it's telling me, it's not nice.
Looking into the mirror of truth.
Yeah, so I don't want to 100% co-sign Reddit's algorithm, but I want a 99% cosign.
I mean, it's pretty close. I would say most of the time. Sometimes I do have to go in and mute stuff because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll just look at a sub out of curiosity, and then it thinks I want to, and it's like I don't really need to know what these teenagers. I don't care. So sometimes I do have to mute your occasional post. So basically, what's been going on for the last couple of weeks on Reddit, which I think speaks to the character of many of the people who use it, as you all know. Elon Musk, the shadow president, went ahead and popped off 2 very effusive Nazi salutes at a rally just moments after Donald Trump was sworn in as president. And we've spent, hang loose, party on. You know what I mean? YOLO, etc. You know, and we've spent a lot of time over the last week or so in the press trying to decide if it was a Nazi salute or if it was a Roman salute, or maybe he's just neurodivergent and that's how they say hi, which is offensive to literally everyone, but especially our neurodivergent friends. I know you don't say hi like that unless you're neurodivergent and a Nazi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So come on. So there's been a lot of ink spilled on what it meant. I'll tell you what it meant. He's a Nazi and he was doing a Nazi salute. Ask me how I know, because his whole website is overrun with Nazis saying, look, gang, he did it.
We like it.
And it's great. And I hope he does it some more. And you'll also note that his defenders, I think I said this last week, but his defenders are also not doing the salute in their defense of him. If it was just a normal hello, then why wouldn't you just pop that off on CNN? Go ahead.
Yeah.
No one's stopping you. Okay. Except for the knowledge that it was a Nazi salute and you fucking know it. So obviously Elon owns Twitter. So a lot of the subreddits were having these discussions about whether or not they should ban links to posts from Twitter, because a lot of people cross-post videos or whatever memes that originally appeared on Twitter. Almost all of the subreddits that I belong to have decided to ban links to Twitter because people don't want to drive traffic to a website owned by all appearances a neo-Nazi. That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal to feel that way.
I yearn for the past, because there used to be a time when we all agreed that was bad, and it was it was like shorthand for like obviously bad. We all agree. Yeah. And like, and it was also shorthand in the other direction, where like the ACLU would be like, yes, we protect even the rights of neo-Nazis to speak or whatever.
Which,
and now,
in retrospect, That was a weird choice.
A weird choice,
guys.
But
okay. Yeah, and in fact, there were whole political movements built around messaging those beliefs into something more palatable, right? Because it was offensive to just be a racist. It was less offensive to call it originalism, say. But that's why they dedicated so much time and energy into creating the concepts of originalism and like compassionate conservatism. They all believed the same thing, but we all agreed that it was fucked up to do Nazi salutes. So anyways, we don't all agree on that now, I guess.
They're going to keep testing norms like that. They're going to keep doing it. That's why it's important to be like, no, it's a Nazi salute.
I regret to inform that we have failed this first test. The entire apparatus that's meant to keep us safe from this sort of thing has failed the test. So that's nice. Okay, so anyways, almost every single subreddit I'm a member of, it didn't come up in German cockroaches. It just did. Not a lot of people are cross-posting Twitter content.
That's weird, actually. It seems like that's where it should be.
Yeah, seems like that would be the most, we'd be the most concerned. But like all the celeb gossip subreddits I follow.
Even the German cockroaches were like, too far. Wow.
Wow. No, we don't even do that with our little antennae. But there is one notable exception, and I did have to leave the subreddit over this. God. And it's the Lord of the Rings subreddit.
No!
Okay, so there's two Lord of the Rings subreddits. One is r/LOTR. I'm still in that one. And as far as I can tell, as of this recording, that one is normal. Okay. And then there's r/Lord of the Rings, and that one's gone completely off the fucking rails. So this has been going on in, like, again, every subreddit, someone will post, like, what do you guys think? Like, the Minneapolis subreddit is banning Twitter links. The Northern Virginia subreddit is banning Twitter links. Should we do that here? And almost everyone is like, yes, fuck that guy. Like, no, we should not post links. Screen grabs, maybe, but let's not drive traffic to his website. And then you have r/Lord of the Rings. Somebody posts it and it just devolves into this insane, like, multiple thousand comment thread. And there's like differing opinions in the thread, I will, just to be fair, but many people are like, you're so sensitive, Tolkien would hate this censorship. And it's like, the man, you know what Tolkien hated famously? Nazis! Nazis! The answer is Nazis! He did not like Nazis the most of all of the things he disliked. Nazis were right fucking up there. So much so that, like, a lot of his books never got translated into German for a long time because he was like, I don't want you putting Nazi shit in there, you guys. So it all devolves in this whole thing about how it's like, oh my God, they're just trying to politicize every single sub. And it was driving me insane because it's like, this series of books, it has a political point of view. And the point of view is Nazis are bad. What the fuck is going on?
Also, like, it's not politicizing Lord of the Rings anyway. It's politicizing your life. And whether the people who use, like, the subreddit exists in real life. The subreddit does not exist in Middle Earth. Like, in real life, do we want to platform the Nazi and send money to the Nazi? Regardless of what a fucking Jorkin to penis Tolkien thinks. Like, second of all, I want to say, of course these fucking dorks are Nazis. It's because, like, so many Nazis are just dorks who want to, like, believe in Odin instead of normal stuff. like nothing. Thirdly of all, what really gets my goat is that we have to also have the conversation with these people and take them seriously, supposedly, about why you're not allowed to have black people in Middle Earth. Because it's God. And they're like, it's not racist for us to say that all elves are white. And it's like, why are you making such a big deal out of this? Why do we even have to have this conversation? Why is the woke left always obsessed with race? Because you guys want actual Nazi stuff in the subreddit. Like, this is, like, the reason why it's important.
Also, I know I've said this before, but there aren't elves.
No.
Elves can be anything. But there's, like, no reason to, like, hew to the historical text on elves because they're not real guys. They could be whatever race.
Part of the reason why it's important is the same as the test that we failed about the Nazi salute. It's because it's staking a line. It's drawing a line in the sand and saying this text is not for white supremacists. We are now in this modern world deciding that this is not your property to make it a whites only Middle Earth where all you have are the swarthy Southmen.
Yeah, or like
coming,
the men from the East.
Right, whatever. Like, it's the same test. It's like if we decide that, I guess it's reasonable to demand that all elves be white. I guess we have to honor their opinion. No, that's you failing the same test as
you failed
identifying the Nazi salute.
Yeah.
They want the elves to be white because they're white and they're white supremacists and they want things to be white.
It just blew my mind that of all the people who should understand what's going on here, people who have read Lord of the Rings front to back multiple times and the Silmarillion and like all of the addenda are going to sit there and be like, it's woke leftism to ban links to a website owned by a Nazi. You guys, you're Sauron. What on earth is going on here? What on Middle Earth is going on here on this day? So now they're posting like Chad memes because they decided not to ban links to Twitter. One of the few subreddits I've seen to decide not to do that. Now they're posting like, the Giga Chad guy with the big chin. And he's like, response to when people say we should ban links. And it's like that guy going, no. It's like, why are you this is so embarrassing. You're such a fucking dork. You know what I mean? It's like Elon Musk is never going to see this. Donald Trump is never going to see this. But other Tolkien fans now know you're a dumb bitch.
Yeah,
okay.
Also, Sauron has no friends.
None.
He doesn't even have a body.
Doesn't have a body.
He lives in the ugliest place in the whole world that's dirty and full of smoke and burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we're over here eating taters.
Ever heard of them?
Ever heard of them? Maybe you haven't. What's taters, precious?
What's taters, precious?
You want to be Sauron? And you're too stupid to understand the analogy? Like
obvious analogy? Hello? It just was such a crazy thing to see in the wild because, again, like Reddit is so easy to like customize and curate so that you really see the stuff that you want to see. And this was one of the few times where I was like, who has invaded my airspace? This is crazy. And some of them had the gall to be like, Twitter is the only social media website left that doesn't censor content. But my fucking Janine busted out of my brain at that one. I was like, they only promote posts by people who pay, and the people who pay are Nazis. I don't like, this is the craziest thing I've ever read in my life. This is insane.
Like, does this make it clearer to you? On one side, their horses are dead and their feet are bleeding and they're mean. On the other side, their horses are shining like pearl and silver and their hooves are glorious and not bleeding.
They glide along the plains as if winged,
So, do you want undead evil horse? Or do you want Lord of Horses in a socialist horse society?
Would you rather be banished permanently to the shadow realm where you're like a creepy ghost that can never be seen by the human eyeball? Or do you want to just let everybody who's eligible vote in the next presidential election? I think I want the second one. Just me.
You wanna wear a ring? Do you know how uncomfortable those are?
Do you know that they have mind control in them? Do you know about that?
Do you know that it hugs onto your finger all day long, no matter how much you have to move your hands?
You aware of that? You aware of that? So unfortunately, Lindy, that's the Reddit report. I am pleased to tell you that it was just that one. Everyone else is being pretty normal. So I do recommend people get on there. It's a lot of fun. Somebody should make us a subreddit. Someone should make a text me back subreddit.
Yeah.
Does that exist?
That's how we become successful, I think.
I'll join it. Maybe I shouldn't admit this, but I did a lot of lurking on the normal gossip subreddit after we were on it to see how the people were taking in our charm. The answer was they were taking it in great. They loved it. So I like to see myself on Reddit from time to time as well.
I like that as well.
It's fun.
It's not safe to search for my name on Reddit. However, feel free to send me any positive posts that you find.
And that is the Reddit report. We'll be right back to talk about Lindy's feet? Question mark?
What?
Cliffhanger.
All right, we're back with more Text Me Back and the return of a new segment that we introduced last week called Lindy's Rebuilding Year. This is a new guiding metaphor for my life where I realized that I don't have to be a loser. I can lift some lingo from the NBA and call this my rebuilding year. And then it's not till 2026 that I have to start showing some results in the playoffs. So we are just putting in the work. We're making some trades, some deals. We're getting hopefully some high draft picks. And we're putting together a hot team for next season or possibly 2 seasons from now. It's a rebuilding year. So
it's a rebuilding year.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go check in periodically on my rebuilding year. And today I wanted to give an update about an area that I found has room for improvement. And something that I've been dissatisfied with for a while and I've never spoken about publicly. But Meagan, I'm on Wikifeet. So if you don't know what Wikifeet is,
it's a famous website.
It's a famous website. It's a famous open source. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, we love it. Creative Commons.
Yes, website for people who are horny for feet, and they put celebrities on there, and then the people of Wikifeet vote on the feet.
Yeah, on the foot feet.
On the foot
they
feet.
do.
Yes, yeah. And they take a look at the arch. They take a look at the foot fingers or toes, as you might
some might call them. Yeah.
They take a look at the quality of the skin. Is there a pedicure? Does the skin look rough? And they give it a rating out of 5 stars. So there's 3 pictures of me. 2 of them are from the Shrill premiere in New York City. One of them is from a magazine shoot that same year. And yeah, because I think Wikifeet, I think this happened like before AI could like recognize a bare foot and so it can't have someone made this. That means that someone made this.
Someone was like, I'd like to get folks' input.
Meagan, that's worse.
On Lindy's foot feet.
Okay,
and they uploaded the pics. And Lindy, you're burying the lead a little bit.
Okay.
What have the people said about the foot feet?
Okay, so the Collaborative Celebrity Feet website is what it's called. Lindy West. It has a link to my IMDb page. It has 3 photos of me. It says, "Got any more Lindy West feet pictures? Upload here." And then it has
I bet you do have more Lindy West feet pictures.
I sure do. We'll get to that in a minute. And then it has my rating, Meagan.
Oh dear. What's the damage?
Let me zoom out for 1 second and say, I like my feet.
She's never going to tell you what the rating is, gang. You're going to
like
have to
my
look
feet,
it up
Meagan.
yourself.
Meagan, I think my feet are good.
It's not like I spend a lot of time looking at or thinking about your feet, but I've never noticed a problem with your feet.
They're very at worst standard.
I feel like you have elegant toenails, no?
Thank you.
Like they're elongated.
I have long nail beds. I have high arches.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're nice. But somehow my rating is out of 5 stars, 3 stars, parentheses, okay feet.
Oh no!
And then here's the worst part. It shows you the breakdown of the votes. So I've only gotten 10 votes total. 2 people said my feet, they voted beautiful.
Oh.
1 person voted nice. 3 people voted okay, which is of course the mean score that I have received. 3 people voted bad. And one person voted ugly.
No, that's just a troll who hates your personality because there's no beef with your feet. Your feet are fine.
Thank you.
You know, can I say something? I hope this podcast becomes a huge success and we're able to establish careers as professional media women. But under no circumstances do I want to become famous enough to have a Wikifeet page. As I have stated on this show, don't nobody want to see these clodhoppers, these crusty old dogs. I would be in the ones. I would for sure be in the ones. And I feel like I would be so self-conscious about my feet at public events. Like I would never leave them uncovered for a single instant because of Wikifeet. Also, I had a bunionectomy. Remember that?
You did. I'll never forget your bunionectomy.
Evil dead Funyun. So I got like a big old club foot. My left foot is like a club foot because my insurance wouldn't cover PT. They would only recover the surgery.
Great.
And I worked at Urban Outfitters at the time, so I only had $7. So now I got a scar and a club foot, and sometimes it gets arthritis. These cannot see the light of day, man.
Well, I respect that, Meagan, and I can't say that I asked for this Wikifeet page, nor did I welcome the discovery when I made it. However, Meagan, it's already out there. It's up.
It's out there.
I can't get it taken down. I don't like the frickin' libel of this corrupt, stolen election.
Yeah, stop the steal of Lindy's foot votes.
These illegal voters, fraudulent voters.
I would say this is absolutely defamation. You're a public figure, so we have to show actual malice. I think we can do it. Whoever voted ugly,
malice.
Actual malice.
Yeah.
Malice and it's a lie. And we will be taking this to court.
We will be taking this to court. So here's my question in this segment. As part of my rebuilding year, should I make it a priority to raise my Wikifeet score? Here's what it would entail. Here's what it would entail. I would need to upload some more pictures of my feet, which means I would have to make a Wikifeet account. And then I would have to campaign for people to vote.
Well, yeah, I mean, 1+ though, it'd be like more regular pedicures. That's always a nice moment to have your feet cared for by a professional. Yep. So that's good. You could be thinking about like, matching your colors with the seasons and your mood. So there's like nice aspects of it. I think that this is important. I would say the rankings for rebuilding year, like I don't know, if you were a basketball team, you'd be like, oh my God, we got to get a power forward and we got to get a shooting guard or whatever. I think your power forward is the passport.
Yep.
Your shooting guard is
Wikifeet. Yeah.
So it's a 1 and 2.
Yeah. My point guard is I gotta change my medication so I'm less depressed. I gotta
look at the dosage there.
I'm gonna say point guard is the dosage.
I think the 1s and 2s of this whole rebuilding is your passport and the feet.
Yeah.
The feet thing. The foot feet.
I wish that Wikifeet, I mean, maybe I just haven't delved deep enough into the code, but I wish there was a way to monetize. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I'm
certainly a way to monetize feet pics. I don't know if Wikifeet is the way to go.
Okay, what if that was should I make that part of the project? I also make a feet page on the website where they
like
give
an
you the money?
OnlyFans for your feet?
Yeah. That's like part of, I call it Lindy's Rebuilding Year Wikifeet portfolio / retirement plan. And then people then the foot people can go to the OnlyFans and they can make foot requests. God, now I'm just becoming like a foot sex worker, which sounds fun.
Good
they can
for her.
They can make foot requests, give me foot advice for how to raise the ranking.
Mm-hmm.
I get paid, and they get paid.
There are people who say they make more money selling feet pics than they do at like desk jobs. So
Right.
this could be another revenue stream for you and potentially the podcast. You know what I've also heard. I will not be doing this, but I heard from a friend of mine, Gabrielle, who's my woman on the streets for whatever weird things going on the internet. I was like, it's crazy. People make so much money selling their feet pics. I could never do that due to the aforementioned absolute dogs I got barking down below. And she was like, no, that's what they like. They like the crustos. They like the nasties.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Well,
that's interesting.
I believe it because one time I was hanging out with a friend who is an influencer, and she was talking about how she used to do like online kind of sex worky type stuff. And I was like, man, I need money. I was like, I wish I could do it OnlyFans, but I don't know who would buy that. And I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah.
And then she goes, you just do anything. They just want you to do anything. You don't even have to be naked. They just want to like watch you bake cookies, or they want to like watch you brush your teeth. She's like, anything. They will pay for anything. It's
crazy.
And she sort of implied like the more normal, the better. She was like, they just want to like watch you.
Oh, this is a planet full of degenerates.
I know. But the problem with
I
that,
am joking, of course. No shame. No
shame. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not into feet, but like on the spectrum of things you could be into.
I was gonna say, being into feet is one of the most green flaggiest.
Yeah, sure.
Kinks, I guess, if you even want to call it that. You know?
I mean, it's borderline charming. I'm gonna say it's across the border. It's charming, sort of. I don't know. Depends on the person. But however, the problem with you can do anything on the OnlyFans and the men will pay you school of thought is that I think what you're describing is a person who's good at marketing can do anything on the OnlyFans. And
we have shown
definitively
that we're not good at it.
So that sounds like only marketing. And what I need is OnlyFans who show up whether I do the marketing or not. And that's what this podcast is.
That's what this podcast is. Well, if you have, I hope this doesn't violate the terms of service of Wikifeet, but if you have a Wikifeet account, can you please go rank Lindy's feet?
I promise they're good.
They're good feet.
And you know why? You know why, Meagan?
Why?
You know, I want you to get the media board ready because I'm going to give you a cue and you're going to know what it is.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you have a Wikifeet account or you're willing to make one, I want you to freaking trot on over there and drop a positive vote in the beautiful category for these pretty piggies.
Pig DNA.
That's right. Vote for these piggies! Let's rehab these piggies' reputation in 2025.
Come on, hooves!
Let's hear it again.
Pig DNA.
That's right. I got my chunky trotters buffed and shined and ready to go. And
what's
it's
that?
my
What's that tool that they use on cow hooves in those TikToks when they're like carving off?
Yeah, the sort of hook shaped knife. I think they just call it a knife.
That's what I need.
They use like a knife thing and then sort of a buzz saw.
Yes,
that's what you need.
I need to call that cow podiatrist.
Yeah, you need the hoof GP. Those are the best videos on the internet, by the way.
They're really good.
That's my Wikifeet. 10 stars.
10 stars to that cow hoof.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is gonna be the end of the show in 1 second.
Say that again.
I need the cow knife.
Meagan, just before we started recording for the outro, Meagan said really quietly, I need the cow knife. Like
I was like wistful for the cow knife. I do though. I aquaphor these babies. I'm doing my best, man. But the thing is, you cannot make this podcast too successful. Don't let me get famous enough to have a Wikifeet page, man. I won't survive it. Well, Lindy, we've put our cow knives away. And now it's time to end the program. By the way, we recorded this way earlier than usual, so we were both very sleepy. If we do social videos for this week, you can see the literal bags under my eyeballs. Enjoy.
I'm trying to find methods of self-care that make me feel better and lift my depression without triggering my eating disorder problems.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it toxic diet culture to Google ways to depuff face?
That's allowed. That's just water in there.
I know.
It's just right. I don't know, I feel like I should be asking you. I feel like you are my shaman in these matters.
Lose water weight in face? Question mark.
Just in face, not in body. Don't send Mounjaro ads. Thanks.
Because like I get this thing when I'm tired and depressed and probably dehydrated where it's like my cheeks rise up over my under eyes and create like a sort of a, I don't even know how to describe it, but like
sometimes you have said it feels like you have a face on top of your face, or like you have a face on top of your face on top of your head.
That's how I feel. I got an extra layer of face. I feel like the guy from I Think You Should Leave. I feel like Carl Havoc. I got too much fucking shit on me.
Yeah, so that's going on. That'll be part of your rebuilding year, is figuring out how many faces you want.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. By the way, this is the first time we played a voicemail in forever. So
yeah, we got to do that more.
We should.
You know what?
Please leave us a voicemail that's really funny and charming, and we'll play it.
While the voicemail was playing, I was like, "Ooh, this is like vacation."
I was like, turn my little brain off. Goodbye.
I was relaxing. I had my feet up. I had a pina colada.
Also, Gerald, I hope you liked it. We said Gerald, and we were actually talking about you. I hope you didn't get scared.
Yeah.
Or maybe I hope you did. I don't know. That's how we get the husbands, by scaring the absolute fucking shit out of them.
Hey, Gerald. Boo!
Gotcha!
Ah! Hey, Gerald. Think fast! Think fast! Think fast is the meanest game. Think
my God.
Should be illegal.
You know what is even worse? Can I say what's even worse than think fast and then they chuck it is think fast and then they don't chuck it.
Oh.
And then you are just thinking fast and nothing's happening. It's like, ah! Like, that's so much more embarrassing than if they had just thrown the ball at your face.
Oh,
you know?
Brutal.
Man, kids were
first
fucking dicks.
When I released my first day of office, 200 executive orders, 999 of them are going to be about banning think fast.
Get ready, elementary school kids. You're done. You're done.
One time someone took a big Tootsie Roll, you know, the big ones that you don't see very much anymore.
Yeah.
And they took it out of the package and they kind of rolled it around and made it smooth. And they put it on my chair when I got up, and then they said I pooped a turd on the chair.
Who did that?
I don't remember.
Oh
I don't remember.
God.
I wasn't like, here's the thing about bullying. It only sticks if you're like a kid in the kid who gets bullied category. I feel like I just picked it up and I was like, who did this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't feel like I did get, I mean, I had a lot of people who were assholes, but I don't know if I was like a durable target of bullying.
Yeah.
Okay, business we should attend to.
Yeah.
We're gonna be at On Air Fest in Brooklyn on February 21st. I hope you get a little day pass. Could be fun. We have a discount code for you. It's POP40, POP40. You can come see us. There's other people that are going to be doing podcasts that day. I should look up and see who else is going to be there that day. I don't know, but
have not looked once, have not cracked the website. I've no clue.
I don't care. All I know is that our podcast is going to be there.
And our friend Ron.
And our friend Big Ron, who we just recorded something with yesterday. And we're excited for you to hear that too, but that'll be a little while. But we love Pop Culture Debate Club. We're going to be talking about Nicolas Cage versus John Travolta. Who will reign supreme? I don't know. I mean, to me, there's like a very obvious answer. I will be arguing the side of John Travolta. I think I've got an uphill battle here. I'll say that.
I think you do because, and here's the thing. I've really come around to John Travolta lately. I feel like I have a soft spot for him, and he has created some of the pop culture moments for which I am most thankful. Hashtag Adele Dazeem. But if I hear about a movie that sounds terrible or insane or boring, and then someone says to me, either Nicolas Cage is in it or John Travolta is in it, if it's Travolta, I feel nothing. If they're like Nicolas Cage is in it, I will consider it. I'm like,
yeah. That could be an entertaining.
I'd like to see what he does with that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, and you know, they have a lot in common that in ways you wouldn't expect. They both named their sons after their top hobbies. So for John Travolta, that's planes. He had a son named Jet. For Nicolas Cage, it's Superman.
What?
That's his top hobby, and
That's
his son is. Yes, look it up. You better get prepared for your debate. And his son's name, Lindy,
is Superman.
Kal-El is his son's name.
Look
it up. You better get ready. You better read the Wikipedia.
I love him. Oh my God. Do you think he mourns inside that he is too weird to ever play the Man of Steel himself?
He almost did. There's like a whole video. I can't.
Oh my God.
You've seen this, I'm sure. I'm sure you've seen it. Where there's like a whole. I think it got leaked. Like maybe Tim Burton was gonna do Superman for a hot minute, and then it never got made. And there's video of him in the suit, so you can tell. That, that was probably the greatest day of his life. Yeah.
I haven't started my research yet, and so I did not know that, and I have not seen that. And
you should look it up. It's actually pretty. You can tell he's never been happier.
Oh my God, I root for him. I root for him truly. I don't have. Again, much like with McConaughey, I have no objections. I have zero objections. I've never heard anything bad. I haven't heard anything bad about him.
He's just like a weird person who I don't know if I want to spend any time with him. But like,
sure,
he's not harming me in any way as far as I'm aware.
I do want to spend time with him.
I mean, he definitely does that thing of like, my wife was just graduated to high school or something. Well, but that's like regular Hollywood.
I could fix him once he gets a load of these piggies, these 5-star piggies. Play it,
Meagan. Play the drop.
Pig DNA.
That's what Nicolas Cage is going to say when he sees your hooves.
This morning when I was on the toilet, I was like,
you know
what makes me a bad friend? I haven't even considered learning how to use the media board. I thought to myself, I could learn to use the media board instead of just gesturing frantically at Meagan every time I want to telepathically insist that she do my bidding on the media board, which, by the way, has 100% success rate. You always telepathically know what I want you to play on the media board, which is why this podcast is good.
And speaking of this podcast, it's over now.
Yep.
We're going to go. Lindy's going to fly to Michigan, and I'm going to fly to my couch where I will never be heard from again. But thanks for listening. Subscribe to our Patreon, please.
Please.
We literally can't make the show without your assistance. And we'll see you next week, angels.
We love you. And show's over in 3, 2, 1.
Mwah! Hang on.
Pig DNA.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Text Me Back. If you like the show, please tell your best friend about us. Be sure to rate and review us. It helps people find the show. And most importantly, please support our Patreon so we can keep making this. It's patreon.com/textmebackpod. Text Me Back is a production of Meagan and Lindy, proud members of the BFF Network. Our senior producer is Meagan Hatcher-Mays. Our other senior producer is me. Our show is supported by COPILOT Collective and produced by Alli Slice. Our digital strategist is Chance Nichols.
Diana Bowen is our video and creative wizard. Our production team includes Lindy West, Meagan Hatcher-Mays, our loves, our anxieties, and our fears.
Our music is by Chief Ahamefule J. Oluo.
Special thanks to our perfect angels, Jeannie Yandel, Brandy Fullwood, and Isolde Raftery.
I'm Lindy West.
And I'm Meagan Hatcher-Mays. See you next week. Mwah!